Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to talk about what to do during ranging markets. Now, currently on EU at this present date, EU has been currently raging for the few past couple of days, especially on these zones and these zones, making it confusing for some people, giving them false sense of direction. Seeing this, now they're expecting a push to the downside or a transferring of order flow to the downside. Other people are buying within these zones, maybe having huge stop, maybe a huge stop here. Then their take profit is somewhere above there, meaning it's not really a good RR trade. So today I'm gonna give you some idea. Again, this is hindsight. Please, please, please do yourself a favor. Backtest, practice, get some experience from the market, forward test, do some live trading, so you'll know what actually happens when using these concepts. Again, this is just pure speculation. This is a concept. It might not work for you. It might work for you, but again, remember, I can't backtest for you. I'm just giving you an idea, a certain concept, a certain strategy which you can utilize or make as another tool for you to use in the market. Again, do yourself a favor, backtest, practice, get some experience with these concepts, these smart money concepts. And again, also doesn't mean you're using smart money concepts as a way for you to see the market. Doesn't mean you use that. You will not have losing streaks or losers. Again, this is trading. If we don't take losers, then it's not called trading. It's just called winning, I guess. But again, do your due diligence. Doesn't mean we're using these types of concepts with super huge RR. Doesn't mean you will get that. Again, it's profitable, but at the same time, you can have huge drawdown or you can have losing streaks if you specifically don't manage your trades. What I mean, don't partial or trail your stops. But anyways, again, what do we do during ranging markets? Again, let's do a reverse over here from this point. So overall on EU, we're expecting bullishness. Let's just stick to the 1R. As you can see, if we just mark up this structure here, we're expecting this kind of move, as this is our target, this as our protected low. Again, you can check my other video. We talked about protected swing points and target points. Again, target, protected. Why do we see bullishness here? As you can see, it broke this structural point here, because currently after the past few weeks, it has been doing a downtrend, breaking the structural points here. After it broke that, we were expecting a continuation to the downside, but it broke structure. Then again, at the same time, to be a good trader, you need to be a flexible trader. What I mean by a flexible trader is you can switch your bias from, see this as an example, from a selling bias, a downtrend bias, now to a uptrend bias, or looking for buys as our bias, since we see a structural shift over here. Now again, why do we agree that this is just not a liquidity grab? Because again, if you look on higher time frames, EU has been doing this on larger time frame. It's just been doing this. It hasn't made a pullback yet. So having an uptrend on lower time frames, it's possibly wanting to do a pullback on higher time frames. For example, let's just say this is a weekly chart time frame or a daily time frame. Now on lower time frames, it's doing a bullish move to the upside. Again, why is it doing that? It's possibly wanting a pullback for the larger time frame, because again, price needs to do a pullback at some point. Now, currently, a textbook play would be have a POI. For example, let's just have a very broad or general POI over here, a demand zone. You can mark that up. Now, if we play price, as you saw earlier, it has been ranging. Now, other people, when they see this type of ranging, they could say, oh, it's having a resistance support. I don't know what you call it, a resistance zone here. It probably doesn't want to continue to the upside. And again, this could be true. Doesn't mean we're using a smart money concept. Doesn't mean it's the only way to be a profitable trader. I've known six-figure traders using support and resistance, trend lines, some indicators and stuff. I also know some six-figure traders using SMC. Again, it really depends on the person, on what fits their style. For me personally, that's why I like using smart money, because it allows me to understand the market, why the market is moving, especially on the structure or order flow. Again, why is it doing a uptrend on lower time frames? Because on higher time frames, it hasn't made a pullback yet. It has been dropping on a straight line. Not really on a straight line, but you get the point. It's been dropping. At some point, it needs to do a pullback, then continue to the downside if it wants to continue to the downside. That's why I love using smart money, because we see reasons why they're doing that. At the same time, mitigate some POIs, some imbalances. At the same time, seeing manipulation. But it really depends. But let's continue. What do we do during ranging markets? Is what we can do is remember what your bias is. Again, our bias is always in an uptrend. Doesn't mean it has been ranging. Doesn't, even if it keeps ranging. Protected high, a targeted high, liquidity high here, and a protected low. Again, we're still in an uptrend, even though we are still ranging in a past couple of months, for example, if it keeps wanting to do that. That's the problem with other traders seeing trends, is if they see this, they will say, oh, it's a reversal point. Then again, I could be wrong. I'm just speculating. Honestly, this could push down to the downside, and it also could push up to the upside. Okay? There's only two ways price can go, and no one can predict the market. That's why we risk manage. At the same time, have a strategy to have an edge against the market. So what do? We just wait. We just wait to play, even if it keeps ranging above these points, not touching our certain POI here. If it keeps ranging, doesn't matter. We are still in a buy unless it breaks this protected low over here. As you can see, it tapped into the POI. Now currently, we are at this point. Even though we're ranging again, some people might say, oh, this is now a transfer or a liquidity buildup to the downside. And again, you could be right, and again, you could also be wrong. Remember, always stick to your structural bias. What is our bias? We're creating higher highs and higher lows. At the same time, what can we do at these points when price is creating or ranging from these points, Now, this is where the fractal nature comes in. We can go on lower time frames. This is why this is one of the benefits of using SMC or smart money concepts, because we can go on way lower time frames, because we believe that what happens on the higher time frame happens on lower time frames. So currently, if we stick in the 1R or the 4R, I will be honest, it is ranging specifically on that time frame. But if we look on lower time frames, it's gonna look like it's been trending a lot. Many good opportunities, as you can see. Huge impulsive moves over here. Then at the same time, we then mix our ideas with the higher time frame analysis. As you can see, remember, we had a way more refined POI. I believe it was here. And we have it just below that. We have a refined demand zone on higher time frames. At the same time, what we can do is apply that higher time frame analysis on lower time frames. Now, as you can see, if we play this out, replay this back, again, this is hindsight. This is just a speculation. Do your due diligence on backtesting it. Again, I'm telling you that this works is not enough. You need to put in the hard work. You need to build confidence with this certain strategy. Again, we have this certain demand zone here. Then we go on lower time frames to see the fractal nature of the market. What is the market doing? It's been creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Oh, my bad. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Fails to break this, but currently at this point, even though again it looks like it's been ranging, this price, what I mean by ranging, it's within this high and this low. Price has been doing this, not breaking. It looks like it's raging. Again, this is our target point. This is our protected point since we are still in a downtrend. As soon as it breaks that, as you can see, breaks that point, either it's a liquidity grab or a shift to the upside now. Then again, we mix this lower time frame analysis or expectation with the higher time frame. Again, we had this higher time frame demand zone. Now, why is price shifting to the upside now? It could be, it's probable that price is reacting to this certain demand zone over here, giving us more confidence to take buys from these zones. Since price tapped into a demand zone, meaning mitigated this demand zone, now it wants to continue higher, hence going higher on these points, creating another higher high. Since overall we are in a bullish trend. Now we go on lower time frames. What you could do is look for entries, have a roughly somewhere here demand zone. Let's just play this out. It's lagging. It's not working. Give me a second. Okay, there it is. Again, this is hindsight. Again, either you got stopped out on this demand zone, you can look for another demand zone here. But I digress. Overall, it's the same thing. It's trending. Now it's creating the same thing. Again, on that higher time frame, higher highs, higher lows. Now we're expecting to continue to the upside. As you can see, it's been continuing to the upside. Now again, doesn't mean price did this move, breaking all these lows, that it's now going to shift to the downside. Why is it doing this? Doing a pullback like that, breaking these lows over here? Because again, within structure, there is structure. I mean, within structure, within structure, there is inner structure. So again, let's just say price is doing this. For example, that is the larger time frame structure. And again, the one we looked earlier was the lower time frame. For example, this one. As you can see, uptrend, uptrend, uptrend. Now shift to the downside. Because why is it shifting to the downside? Because again, you need to look on higher time frames. Look at the higher time frames. It's doing a bullish move. At the same time, it also needs to do a retracement at some point, hence creating a bearish move on way lower time frames. The color blue line, the same time shifting again to the upside. Why is it shifting? It's probably following again this pink or red line, which is done doing a pullback, now wants to continue to the upside. Then again, shifts again to a downtrend. Because why? It wants to do a healthy pullback, respecting this blue line. Now, it's the same thing. Again, I explained this earlier. It's the same thing with this one. Why is it forming an uptrend? Because remember, on higher time frames, price has been doing this. We obviously want a pullback, then continue to the downside. This is where we profit. This is where we can gain money. As you can see currently on this point, now let's just start from here. Downtrend, downtrend, shift to the upside. Why is it doing that? It's probably wanting to follow the larger time frame structure. Hence, doing this. Why is it shifting to the upside? Because we want price to do a retracement. So again, this is not really, it shifted from a ranging video, but I hope you get the idea. I hope you learned something at least. So if you have any questions, just hit me up. Thanks for watching.